As we get a start in the southwest corner. And oh my goodness.
That's a miracle seed. What's that? We start with a candle and a boomerang.
Hey, you remember that part where I said that the random percent can make the skill gap kind of irrelevant? Well, when you don't have to do any of the dungeons necessarily, that kind of helps.
Easy track, yes. So the big thing we're going to be looking for right now is find level 9. Ooh, $1 for our small secret. 1. So the runners are going to be running around trying to find as many places that they can open bushes for because they started with a candle, or just open doors like over here at 3 the Falcon just tried. The goal is find 9, and if we find level 9, we're going to go straight into 9 and see if the princess is blocked by Ganon. If it's not, this race can be over very quickly. If it is, we're going to have a hunt on our hands.
And based on that one room of level 8 that we saw on Cfalcon's side, I'm willing to bet that it's second quest back half, and a large secret at the vanilla potion shop. I think that makes up for the one small. And I like the play that both players are making here. Exo is making the play towards the Grave and Arbos item, given that there is a slightly higher than 50% chance it is at the vanilla spot. Whereas Cfalcon is making a play for the Woodsword location, as it also has a slightly higher than 50% chance of being at its vanilla spot.
Cfalcon found a bomb shop as well, so that's going to help his exploration. Since 9 could be in any cave, that's going to let him clear out a little bit more efficiently.
We also know that this is not a second quest overworld because level 3 was the normal level 3, and no extra candles.
Ooh, a wand for Cass up at the Armos location, so that's going to give him the combat advantage if we need to use it.
85 Just wow.
All right, here's the time to prove it.
This race could be over in mere minutes here. Cfalcon finds level 3. That is... We could very well have mixed first quest front half, second quest back half. We definitely have second quest back half from this level 9.
Yes. So that's going to mean there's a lot more rooms that have to be cleared that could have a staircase, if we need a staircase. Ooh, but danger noodles.
Yeah, anytime you have to enter a land molar room from the left, you probably just go a different way.
With 3 hearts and a wand and a prayer? Yeah, probably.
But yeah, this is definitely the exact thing Exo probably wanted to see, except those wish robes. He did not want to see those.
Alright, so this 9 is going to be difficult to clear out with the gear that he's got. And 0 bombs, too, so he's stuck with going left here or trying danger noodles again.
Well, he's going to go down. Now, the interesting thing is, if he gets an early compass, that is a map, which is not bad. The map does not hurt. Although it looks like he is going to be stuck with the danger noodles unless he is able to get some bombs or finds a sword.
Recorder is our white sword item that's over near Vanilla 1. We got the vanillas to be nice and stay on the far side of the screen. Oh, but not far enough.
If Exo is able to make a break for that far right side of the room, he'll be able to stand in the door and just beat the land molars down that way.
Yeah, the door combat, especially if you're one of the newer runners, like one of the things to learn about this game is how to use the doors to your combat advantage. Okay, so he got to a second door.
He did. There's a key on the ground, which he'll probably want. And good dodging to get around those wish robes as Cfalcon's able to pick up the recorder. And I think we have Whistle to unbeaten... Oh, wait a minute. Is that a Ganon required?
That was a single shutter door that didn't open, right?
Yeah. That's a required Ganon.
All right, so we are not. I guess Cast's going to go check one more time, but we are on a treasure hunt. We need a bow, and we probably need silvers as well, although there's a shot that the silvers are in this dungeon.
Exactly. So I think Exo's gonna stay in here a little bit just to see if he can't get those silvers, or maybe even the red ring.
Yeah, since silvers and red ring being flag that can be on or off, there's a 50% chance that both are in this dungeon. So it helps him out to dig this and find, even like you said, even the red ring will just give him a huge exploration advantage because he can go faster.
He's made it to the other side of the door. And Cfalcon's about to find his wand in level 9. Recorder not going to be of much help to Cfalcon in this dungeon so far, as we have not seen any signs of big doggers.
All right, so since he got to that right-hand side room, he can finally clear out these danger rules, and then he can check that room to see if there's a staircase.
I think if you see silvers here, you just leave 9. Yes, you could dig out a red ring, but if this is silvers... Oh, it's not a stair at all.
Gross.
Let's see where he decides to go from here. He may go back to this turnstile room and try to work his way around that. Doing good dodging there.
Falcon's a pretty good runner, so these 4 bombs will actually give him the opportunity to maybe clear out one of those wizard rooms. Oh, we found a secret wall.
He walks through a wall with red bubbles. We do not yet know the red bubble curse. And Exo is going to leave level 9, knowing that Zelda's required, which Cfalcon now knows.
Wait. That push block in the middle. Okay, so the push block moves and the door doesn't open, so it's 100% required.
I think at this point, because Cfalcon hasn't seen anything that Exo hasn't seen yet, those bombs are not necessarily an advantage point. So you know that your back half is going to be second quest. Exo does not know his front half is likely first quest yet.
Ooh. Exo takes a death on the overworld near the Armos secret shop. And especially with our start location, taking deaths on the overworld is very bad. It just takes a long time to hoof it back to wherever we were going.
Speaking of hoofing it, the red bubble curse today is slow-mo.
The worst enemy of speedrunners, slow.
Hey, do you remember the days when you were sitting on your floor playing this game and you thought the Swordless Curse was the worst red bubble curse ever?
Nah, thanks, Fred. You invented something even more tragic. So, Exo's back into 8. He's gonna dig out one of the 2 dungeons that has 2 items in it, which, that makes sense. We're looking for a bow, and we might see the runners go straight back in if they find a bow. Especially with both having wand. If we can get enough bombs, then maybe we just deal with the wizards and go for it.
Well, bear in mind, they're also going to need a sword.
What if it's swordless? We haven't seen anything that would indicate that it's not.
Swordless is not a flag that has been turned on for this stage of the tournament.
Okay. Only the upgrades can change, but not this. But it still gives you at least the wood sword.
Correct.
So Exo fighting the bubbles to get the right one to hit him so he can reset that curse. And he's out of there.
Yeah, based on what you've seen, level 8, even though it is an item with 2 dungeons, you also know that there's smaller dungeons out there that have multiple items, such as Second Quest 4. If you're assuming full Second Quest, level 1. If you're assuming not full.
I haven't seen anything that tells us the overworld is turned to mixed yet. It seems like everything's first quest on the overworld, which will make the recorder a lot less useful if there's only one recorder spot.
And when you combine that with what looks like recorder to unbeaten dungeons, yeah,
right.
that recorder's not doing much.
We technically beat them all, so we're pretty good at this game.
The interesting thing will be if there's a dig dogger block.
That is true too. We have not seen much of the dungeon, so we still could have the extra bosses flag on. Okay, Exo finds his bombs shop, and it's right near start, so that's going to help them to stay fueled up and on their exploration.
What I find
out of there. No, go ahead.
What I find particularly interesting is that Cfalcon has not gone back to level 3 yet.
Since level 3 is so close to start, I think his idea was that he wouldn't go there until he needed to up A anyways. And that makes sense. Like, the less number of time, the longer you can stay on the map and find new stuff, the more likely you are ahead of your opponent.
That's fair. Someone will find his level 3, or he probably just goes ahead and digs it. He's got no reason not to.
This is not a level 2. This is not a second quest 3 minimum. Is this a? It looks like a lot like a first quest 3.
Yeah, I'm getting first quest 3 vibes from this dungeon. So doing some good bomb usage to take care of some of the dark nuts. Ooh, and gets a clock too.
And
so folks, if
rewarded
you're
with
running a raid, go ahead.
So rewarded with more donuts and more fireballs.
Well, folks, if you wanted a race that is a dead even heat, today you have it.
We're gonna have a lot of handshakes going on right now. I'll pass you, you can pass me, tag back and forth. But Falcon's early exploration on the overworld is going to give him a little bit of help because he'll have an extra heart to work with, as long as he doesn't die here.
This game is hard.
It is hard. Why do we play it again?
Reasons. I like this from Exo, going ahead and resetting the room state, getting his health back.
We have a Triforce in the Triforce room. So... that's another flag that's turned off.
So far, we have only seen one, though.
That's true.
Cfalcon on 1 key, Exo on 3 keys.
Yeah, with a race so tight, like all these little things like how many keys do you have right now, or how easy is it for you to get bombs, are really going to matter. Because at any point you could end up finding the one item you need and then just have to go to 9 with whatever's in your pocket.
And also we have a route divergence between the two runners. Exo went to the south part of 3 first, whereas Cfalcon went to the north part. He's going to opt not to use his key just yet. Exo sees it. He's going to be spending a key here. Nope, he's going to go to the north side first. We'll see if Cfalcon spends his last key to go south here. He will not.
Yeah, he got the bomb wall to the right here, which leads him to the shoot room. We're still also the runners want to see a heart drop here because that'll increase the chance that Heart Shuffle is not on. If Heart Shuffle's on, oh no, if Heart Shuffle's not on, that was the white sword, and there's
no sword upgrades, and there's Heart Shuffle. This is the seed.
Yep. All right, so Falcon gets our first look at an item, and there's a heart.
So there is some good news for the runners, and that is because the minor dungeon drops do not appear to be shuffled, the runners will only have to clear a heart container room for their floor. We'll see if Exo decides to spend the key here or go around the long way.
So since we saw that white sword drop in the same room that normally you would have to fight Manhandla, then it's very likely that each room that would normally have a boss in it, whether it be like the Acmentus room in 1 or Goma room in 6, those are going to be the spot that we find each of our items that would be on the floor. Now, we don't know if those items are going to be hearts or something useful, but at least we can hunt for those locations a little more specifically instead of having to clear out every single spot in the dungeon.
Something else interesting of note is that with the white sword and magical sword replaced by bomb upgrades, being able to bomb Wizrobes efficiently is going to be tremendously helpful.
So, getting its bomb upgrade information. The bomb upgrade drop also, that puts us up to... Do we know if those are shuffled yet? Neither runner went past 8 when they picked up that white sword upgrade.
Those will always be +2.
Okay, so a couple extra bombs to work with off the Wizards will be very helpful.
Cfalcon opted to buy the blue ring. Not a bad idea, knowing you have a Wizard filled 9 that you have to look for Ganon and potentially silver arrows in.
Alright. The coast just yields another heart today. A lot of these races, the coast, they go blank.
Is checking his items and his map. Right now, Cfalcon has the exploration advantage as far as the overworld goes. I almost wonder if one of the runners will decide to do an early dig of 8. Knowing that they're going to need both silvers. Do they make the off-meta play, gambling that that's going to be the correct one?
Well, Exo noped out of 8. I don't think Cfalcon really went back in at all. When I said he was going to reset and go back there, he just walked past it. So 8 also has a lot of staircases when it's second quest, so it can be very frustrating to keep digging and digging and digging into 8 just for, well, 3 items.
You know, like
especially when you have first quest 1 through 6, the first 5 of those is so easy to clear out. A lot of players are very familiar with it. If you've ever done any form of just vanilla running, it feels so easy to know the routing in those dungeons. So, maybe you wait. They're probably going to wait on those. Cfalcon's is saying nope to 7 as well, so he's definitely not. He definitely just wants to dig out the first 6 and hope that it's there. He sees 7 at Vanilla 2 and is gone.
I wonder if we're gonna see an early Death Mountain play.
Falcon's making his way up to the northeast corner. I like this play because the northeast corner, pretty much every square has a door in it. There's a real high density. He finds the Master Sword item, which is actually just more bombs, so we're probably not picking that up today.
Yeah, unless they just find all of the hearts before they find the bow. And level 6 has been found.
That's our item room right there at the door, so... Oh, scrap metal.
And they started with it.
I'm gonna pick it up, we already have it. Forced scrap metal.
There are some that would say it's the best item in the game.
And there's some that are wrong. This dungeon also has Wizrobes in it, so...
I'm getting the impression we do not have the enemy groups shuffled in the dungeon. It's very interesting to see a seed where the sword is legitimately a formality to begin with.
Alright, so we find the transport in 6. That's not getting us... That's just gonna zoop us down to the bottom corner. But that Dig Dogger... Seed can get back through that Dig Dogger, but...
Ladder block.
And a ladder block. Oh, mush.
Which means the bow's probably back there.
Oh, yeah.
For a seat that gives you free access into 9, this is not making itself easy. The other logic gotcha that the runners might need to be aware of is if we have shuffled dungeon rooms, the second quest push blocks can end up in first quest dungeons.
Yes, Panzer Dave, you definitely go ahead and claim this one for yourself after last night.
For those of you who don't know, Panzer Dave is the guy that rolls every terrible seed. Even if he didn't roll the seed, it's still Dave's fault.
If it's at vanilla, it's Fred's fault. If it's terrible, it's Dave's fault.
And if it's both, eh.
If it's both, do we just say, like, brave?
I think you just hate everything at that point.
Okay, we can just hate everything.
So, we'll see if Exo decides to dig 7.
At least gonna walk in and take a look. So 7 actually... Exo might have figured out that the enemy sets are shuffled, so 7 giving him Guerrilla enemies will actually make him... will make combat a lot easier for him, since he didn't pick up the blue ring either.
Well,
oh, that's a ladder! That's important.
That's a big find for Exo.
2 rooms into 7, finds a ladder. He's just gonna nope out of there, probably. You've got half the items. You don't want to try and find wherever that last room is.
And that will give Exo a dungeon exploration advantage. He can go into that south corner of level 6.
And he's making his way up towards that spot now. So he'll step in there in just a little bit.
I think if Exo finds the bow, he's going to go right back to 9, knowing that there's a good chance Red Ring and Silvers are in there. Although he will want to get a sword before he goes back in, because that's required.
Yeah, we still can't actually kill Ganon. We're actually looking for 3 items, and one of them is just exploring the overworld until we happen upon it. Because there's only one sword right now, and it's the wood sword somewhere floating around in the middle of nowhere.
Cfalcon has found level 1. The level that you want to find.
Alright, so we've got 3 item checks here. This is going to, with the 3 item checks, he's gonna probably, I mean, it's hard to imagine he'd get 3 zeros in here, but it could be like 3 hearts, so.
2 hearts and a boomerang.
No, we found 1 boomerang, so only the good boomerang would be left.
Well, here's the first item. It is a red candle.
Yeah, he's just gonna leave that. Not really. He's got plenty of ranged combat. He's got a candle already, so.
And we do have shuffled dungeon rooms, but Cfalcon's probably going to be looking for the 4-block room that normally has the boomerang and an Aquamentus room. And let's see what's in this bottom corner of level 6. Is it anything? Well, there's some fires. Apparently the old man was a bedtime story. And Cfalcon is going to leave level 1 with no keys. He is key blocked.
Yeah, that's... He has plenty of... Even after buying the blue ring, he still has 200 rupees. So he's really, at this point, I'm probably just looking for... Since we're still also looking for the whites for the sword game, I'm probably just trying to find a key shop and go back in.
Yeah, I think you want to buy a key if you see the opportunity to do so.
So the bottom corner of 6 only yielded a Triforce, which Exo used to, quote, death warp back to the start with full health.
It would have been useful if they needed the Triforce in the seed. And Cfalcon finds a key shop, but on the wrong side of the Lost Hills. He's gonna have to walk all the way back around to get one.
You gotta grab 2 keys, which are not cheap in the seed, but that's about the only blocking factor that he's gonna have left. And well, he's still gotta go back in the sun and get that ladder at some point. So
this is interesting. Exo's going to find level 1 soon, assuming he stays on this northeast path. He has 2 keys going into the dungeon. Oh, but takes a death before he can pick up those bombs.
Oh, that's the absolute farthest away that he could end up. Liono's getting him again.
Let's see what he decides to do here. Still saying no to 8.
So now with a pair of keys, Cfalcon is making that way up to the East Death Mountain.
I'm guessing based on what we've seen that the wood sword is going to be in this cave up here.
Got 3 checked up here, the Vanilla 9, and then the potion shop just to the left of Vanilla 9. Gonna check the shop first.
Not the sword.
Potion. Oh, yes. I think he already found multiple of the hearts because that's how he got the recorder, was finding multiple heart shops. So he's just banking on the blue ring plus his 6 hearts is probably worth more than just getting 1 extra one. He's not going to need that extra one to get his white sword item since he already has it. Might as well grab a potion. And since we know 9 is going to have red bubbles, that potion will turn off the slow factor twice while he's digging around in the dungeon if he needs it to.
And to answer in chat, wood sword blocks is a maybe, but wood sword blocks would only be relevant if the Armos item was the recorder, the power bracelet, or the raft. Cfalcon is on Death Mountain, and Exo's heading towards the Desert Cave. And there it is. Exo has 1/3 of the puzzle.
Cfalcon is not going to find that for a while. He already did a lot of the bushes in that sector on his way across to, if I remember correctly, kind of checked some of those and then checked all the bomb spots on the coast. So that's a little orphaned for him.
And Exo finds level 4, which is a dungeon we have not seen any, and is already going to get good usage out of that wood sword.
Bombs for Donongo.
Cfalcon has found level 5, and this level 4 is heavily key blocked early.
That's going to hurt Exo because he had a key lead. Didn't have to buy any yet, but still has the same amount as Falcon. But
remember, he also has not bought the blue ring yet, so he does have an extra 230 some odd rupees able to use to buy keys if he.
Yeah, I think that's the craziest part is that Falcon has bought 2 keys and the blue ring, and he hasn't killed it. He hasn't done anything yet.
I'd also like to mention that because of the way level 4 is shaped, it can easily be ladder blocked. And hi, Goma.
Alright, so that's not our item room for 4. We're looking for a Gliak room, not a Goma room.
Yes. And apparently Cfalcon was ladder blocked out of 5. That is good news for Exo, as he does have that ladder.
Yeah, so Exos doesn't have to dig out. He's still looking for dungeons, but no, having that White Sword Cave fixed, having the ladder in hand, he definitely has an advantage here. But of course, since we're just digging for an item at random, anything can change. This is still very close.
Absolutely. The thing that will really break this seat open one way or the other is if ladder is required to get to bow or silvers. If the ladder is required at any point, the pendulum swings towards Exo for having dug that out of 7. Exo takes a death in the northeast portion of 4. I don't know if he goes back there for that 1 key or if he just unlocks this door on the bottom and goes to the south portion of 4.
Can he get that door to unlock? Yeah, that's a good idea. You leave and come back up from the north, and the game thinks that you entered this room from the south, so therefore that door must be open, because how else would you get through it?
We could be looking at our item room right here, folks. Cfalcon is now making his way up to the death screen, as I call it. No dice.
Bomb south and keep on digging.
That's a key for
Yeah, I agree with you on this being the death screen. I lose more lives trying to get into this one little spot than I care to admit.
Yeah, that screen is just awful.
And there's always like P-hats and the not Tektites. What are the ground digging guys? I can't remember.
Levers?
Yeah, there's always like Tektites, levers that decide to pop out of nowhere. Okay, so we found the item in level 4, and it's the any key. Oh, so much exploration advantage for Exo now. Ladder and any key. That's gonna make it digging these dungeons so much faster.
Did Exo see the heart item or the floor item in 4?
I don't think so. I did not see a Gliak room at all.
I did not
With
either.
that knowledge, he's going into 2. I didn't even know he opened up the door for... Oh, he didn't. He actually had burned that bush on his way down, found 4, and then walked over and figured out that this was actually 2 as well. So that's 2 dungeons right next to the White Sword item, like within a square of them.
And these are dungeons that Cfalcon has not been in yet, so Exo is gaining a little bit of an exploration advantage now, just by checking these 2 dungeons out.
Cfalcon got back over to 4 somehow, so he's gonna have the chance to dig out 4. He's gonna probably find that any key if he does decide to go south, but he hasn't found the sword yet, so this is... He can't get past that dig dogger. This is a hard dungeon to dig out without that sword.
This is also crucial.
That's impossible. He can't go anywhere.
He only has 1 bomb, and he needs 2 to get to that any key.
Right.
The other thing to note is that Exo was very aware of the way that the mixed dungeons works, in that if you have shuffled dungeon rooms, your second quest push blocks can end up in first quest dungeons.
Right. That was a diagonal room that had the push block, so Falcon uses up his last bomb, but this room's also gonna be locked. And ladder locked, so he can't get to that any key without going back into level 7 and finding that ladder.
And it just goes to show that sometimes digging even just a couple rooms of a dungeon can make all of the difference. Cfalcon decides to do here. He is out of bombs. He does not want to spend his keys. He is out of level 4.
Yeah, and he went to the right on this passage, so he's going to find level 2 before he finds his sword as well. So now we have another high 5, both runners in level 2 now, but one with a clear combat advantage over the other, and a room that's bomb blocked. Again, the bombs are going to really hurt Falcon. He's going to have to... Hopefully he goes left here. If you like Falcon, you want him to be taking this left, sneak to the south. He'll find his wood sword, so piece 1 of his puzzle is completed, and now he can think about going and he can think about if he can get a bomb, he can go back in, kill the Digdogger, or kill the Dongo that's in 4 and get to that any key.
So Exo is seeing one of the drop rooms in 2. It is a heart container. And this is where the bomb and especially key advantage are now playing heavily into Exo's favor. Not even mentioning the latter portion of that.
Yeah, he's able to. He's finishing these dungeons, and Falcon's gonna have to go back into multiple of them to. Oh, that's the bow. That's the bow. The very last move too. That's gonna send him right over to 9.
Oh, absolutely. You've got no reason to stick around. Cfalcon going back to level 1. Not a bad play statistically. Do you remember where level 9 was? Because I forgot.
Level 9 was over near Armos item, right?
Yeah, that's right. It was in the grave.
1 left of Forgotten Spot. Okay.
Exo might actually be looking for a blue ring shop here.
Yeah, he knows that those. He knows that there are the Wizrobes in 9, and he's only at 7 hearts. He just might not feel comfortable. And I mean, if you've got this much, you've got the any key. There's nothing left to actually spend your gold on except for that ring. So he's. Although the back half of we do have back half of second quest, so. I really hope we don't find a meat block in 9. I'm just saying. Please don't show me a meat block in 9, because we know that there's rooms shuffled on, so...
The old men cannot be shuffled if there's any second quest involved. Because of the sheer lack of them in second quest, it would lead to very stale situations.
Okay. So, we won't find a meat block in 9, thankfully. Exo... Well, he finds 1. Okay, I
don't see him digging this one. He's gonna dig it.
Interesting. I mean, he doesn't have confirmation yet. Neither runner got confirmation that important items, or that the red ring and silvers are in 9.
Agreed. And if he finds red ring in here, then he knows silvers don't have to be a 9, but he also has the red ring for a 9.
Right. So there's a lot of information to be gained in a small number of rooms, and the enemy set in here is easy peasy. He can skip a lot of things.
And he doesn't realize it at the moment, but he does... He has a relatively significant... I would say relatively significant lead at this point, because he has the bow, the any key, and the ladder.
What was that item?
Red candle.
Alright. Oh, okay. Yeah, we already knew the red candle was there. Falcon's getting access into 2 now. It's taking him longer, though, because he's having to, route around things. He doesn't have a lot of bombs anymore. He's still down to 2 bombs. And 2 loves for you to use bombs to get through things faster. So it's really taxing him on question of, do you want to use a key here, or do you want to use a bomb here? And one of the 2 is going to work, but one of the two's replaceable. It's taxing his time, and it's taxing him a little mentally too, because he knows so many dungeons he's found, but hasn't actually done anything in them.
Now, do bear in mind that the ladder was not required to get to the bow. He could see the bow here and just book it for level 9, which would leave him with 2 keys, maybe. Actually, no, it would leave him with 1 key, some number of bombs, and at that point, he's probably just hoping that it's a free 9 and he doesn't have to kill... Well, free in so much as he doesn't need ladder to get into Ganon.
I wouldn't be... I think he's going to make that play, because when he finds that wooden sword in the middle of the map, he probably feels a little behind. I'm personally, if I find the wood sword there after clearing a ton of Death Mountain, I probably feel a little bit behind myself. And then he's going to find, like, the bow in a very easy dungeon to find an item in that's right next to that wood sword. So I kind of would feel myself, I'd be like, man, you know, my opponent could already... He's going to have 0 keys going in here unless he finds one of these next 2 rooms, and I don't remember seeing one.
Xo's found his final item in level 1. I think he's going to go to 9 at this point. Both runners could be in 9 at the same time. Falcon with the slight combat advantage. Xo is still looking in caves.
That's an update from Falcon. Where's he going now? He's thinking. He's really debating this move.
I do think Xo is just looking for a blue ring shop here.
Yeah, I agree with you. He just doesn't like... He saw multiple wardrobes in the first couple of rooms of that dungeon, and he probably did not hear a roar either. Can't be... Oh, no!
Xo takes a death. I think at this point he just has to go to 9. He is starting to spend a little bit too much time looking for this blue ring.
Yeah, and he never got to the coast, so he's not going to know that there's a blue ring over on the coast. Our tracker, Beletta, doing a great job of keeping us informed of things that we may not have seen. So thank you to Beletta. And we're in 9. Cfalcon is going to go for the 50-50 of having silver somewhere in 9.
Remember, he does not have a ladder, so if there is a ladder block in this 9... And he has no keys, also very good point from our tracker, Beletta. Xo remembers where the blue ring shop is, he purchases his blue ring, he's definitely going to be on his way to 9 now.
He's got a very... If the arrows are in 9, he is going to have a huge advantage of finishing. Even with Falcon being a little bit ahead of him, Falcon immediately gets hit by a red bubble, so he's going to be waddling through the rest of this dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, 10 bombs in the ending key compared to 6 bombs and 0 keys. Note that Falcon can buy a key if he so chooses.
He uses the first level of that potion to get rid of, well, to not die to the Patra, but also to get rid of the bubble curse, so...
Both of which are good reasons to use it.
Not die and curse, that's like a 2-for-1.
We might have 0 HP bosses.
Patra did die in 1 hit once the Patrods were gone.
I'm curious to see if Xo will choose to go a different path than Cfalcon did, because Xo may opt to... Oh, go ahead.
So when Xo was in here, he did not find the secret passage that went north that Falcon is currently digging on. So he may not even think of going in the same direction that Falcon is going right now. He may not know it's even available.
This is all assuming that silvers are even in here. But remember, Xo has the any key and has the bombs. No. Xo's got his candle out. Oh, but is not able to get the candle.
Xo does not have a potion to turn that off with, I don't think, so he's going to actually need to find Need to find a blue bubble just to get that turned off, or else he's going to be moving around here a lot slower. That might be a little bit that Falcon needs to keep up pace.
Well, this might actually send Exo in a different direction if he chooses not to fight this Patra.
Oh no, this is why you don't attack the Patra while he's expanding. Yeah. He killed the one Patrode on every Patra, controls its flight path, and he killed the one that did so. So now, oh, and the death comes as well.
I think if you're Exo, you go a different way at this point.
Yes, well, if he knows where there's a blue bubble, you're definitely heading towards that.
It looks like he's going into the landmolar room here.
This is not a room you could get through if you... Oh! Live! Oh.
Exo... Oh, so close. So close. And Cfalcon has to obey. All of his health advantage and potions are gone. Well, he might still have the lead.
He has the blue one, but the health advantage is gone, and that corner that Exo didn't go to didn't have anything. So there's definitely an advantage to be had there. Exo figuring out he could just stop going in that blue room for the rest of the game.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about it now. Although he has to deal with this room, which he is still slowed down. The speed advantage is helping out Cfalcon here, but neither runner has found Ganon. Cfalcon is now slowed down and is dead. Both runners are slowed.
Yuck. Now Cfalcon knows where there's... Okay, so Exo just found the blue bubble. So both of them know where a blue bubble is now to reset that path.
Very important. This is a potential stair room that Exo's in. Exo's going to try to clear this out.
Again, bomb advantage. He has to think like, what if I don't? If this is it, I'm done. If this is the silvers, I just go find Ganon and win. So save a bomb or two, but use them to get through this room faster if you can.
Oh, absolutely. Plus, if there's red bubbles floating around, you don't want to take the chance on them. Okay, he's down to just one. He's going to sort it. He's got to be careful here.
Nice.
Got it.
Nice room clear. Good for him.
He's going to
now
go
we
ahead
see
and
Cfalcon fighting the same room as well.
When the blue bubble moves faster than you do. No.
And Cfalcon has used his last drink of potion, so now we're even. We're in the same room. We're even with almost the same items.
The big differences are Exo can go north in this room if this room is nothing and has that ladder. So it's a push block. It's a transport. Exo's going to opt not to take it. He's going to go north instead.
Falcon is going to take it because he can't open that key door, so we have our divergence here. This
and there's
could
a
be
key
big for
behind
him.
the key door. Exo doing a good job of taking out these land mollas. And
Oh, you need that key, Falcon. No!
they're in the same general area. Falcon is slowed down but has a key. Exo finds more Wizrobes. Falcon may have an item here.
We've pushed a block. Nope, more transports. He's gonna stay up in this corner, probably check these last 3 rooms, and then use that on his way back out of here.
Wah, wah. And yes, Cfalcon is out of potion. Exo is taking on the blue land mollas again, gets them. They will stay down for a little bit.
Blue land mollas are the boss, the hardest boss in Zelda 1, mostly because they come back 6 rooms later.
due to a bug in the game's programming, normally unique rooms, the enemies respawn, but the bosses do not. Lamellers are the one boss that is programmed to respawn after the 6-room limit. And Cfalcon, slowed down in a room full of blue wish robes. Exo can ladder clip this.
Those top three rooms did not yield anything for Cfalcon. Didn't even get a key drop. He did find one on the way through this corner. So he's gonna come back into this push block room, probably take the transport, and for him, he wants to end up in that bottom left corner. Neither player has been able to get access to that area yet.
Both runners are now slowed down. This 9 is very, very stringent about its movement. You will move at the speed it wants you to. And
it is an ugly room to pop out in.
But it is a room that he has not been in. Exo gonna make his way through there. He's coming back to this portion, the blue bubble. The blue bubble in that room. And Cfalcon finds nothing in that corner of 9.
He's got one heart, and he's got to get through this room of Wizrobes just to get to something else.
I kind of am thinking that this is going to be... the southwest corner is going to have silvers.
Locked in. River room cannot pass through. Definitely has to up A and go back to start.
This is... You know what the worst feeling in the world for these runners would be?
If they find, the boomerang in here?
Yes. Exo finds a pushable wall. He might actually be able to get to the other side of this room. Which we have not seen this upper right ear yet. Although he is now out of bombs.
I saw one of the rooms up there, but didn't see all 3, I don't believe. I think he got locked out by being out of bombs up there.
It's very interesting to see how... Oh, Exo finds a walkthrough wall. And this is a potential stair room, but it is a tough one.
And Exo's also out of bombs now, so we're both in bomb trouble. Ugh, shoot room. That is not a fun shoot room. We are out of here.
Cfalcon is now in the south corner. I'm starting to think it's gonna be that many Wizrobe room.
He's got one key to go north, but he's kind of already been there. He's got one bomb, and it didn't... He picked the wrong room. It looks like he's going to have to spend the key to go left as well. He's going to be out of keys, out of bombs, but in a spot in the dungeon that hasn't been explored yet.
This is a situation here. Both runners surprisingly out of resources. Cfalcon does have a little bit of an advantage here from the money. Cfalcon can afford to go buy a key if he so chooses. Or buy bombs if he so chooses. Exo can only buy bombs and he can only buy 1 pack. Apparently we have a Roar of Ganon somewhere in this dungeon. I forget exactly which room that was in. I guess it's on this left side, based on the way Cfalcon's route.
I think...
Exo's going back to this Landmolar room. The Landmolars did not respawn, and the block does not push.
That is a push block that Cfalcon can clear out.
Cfalcon might. Let's see. It's the red ring.
Okay, that's good for us. There's a very high likelihood that Silvers is somewhere in this dungeon now.
Note that Exo can clear this room, so if this room has a floor drop of bombs, that is good news for him. And I'm starting to think it's going to be up in that northeast corner is where our Silvers are.
Well, the top left ear, Cfalcon was able to go in all of those rooms, so it's got to be the either top right rear or the very, very far part of that cheek on the left side.
According to Cfalcon's map, it could also just be right above Zelda's room. This could actually be very... This could get interesting.
We both... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if the only way to get into that room above Zelda is through that ladder-blocked double river room. And that's where the Silvers are. It's just a matter of when does Exo get bombs. Also of note is that diagonal block room that Exo found that he could not clear due to the wishes in there. That could also be it. I was thinking about his options. It might actually... Yeah, I think Exo's gonna go buy a pack of bombs and come back in. Which is not a bad idea.
So Cfalcon just went through a diagonal room up in the corner there, and I don't think he pushed the block in that room on his way through. He grabbed a key and then got slowed and just wiggled all the way. I don't know if he did not find the triangle, any key room, so he may not realize that the second quest rooms are on.
He should know that for this dungeon in particular. Exo getting a little too aggressive on the Lionels, taking a death.
Exo went back out to get bombs. So Exo's run back out to get bombs. Cfalcon's trying to clear as many of these. He can clear these whiz robes one at a time until the red whiz robe goes away.
This room could have stairs. There's also a room, I want to say, on the far right side below the ear that you can only get in by walk through wall that could have item in it. Actually, not having luck on the bombs. I think the Cfalcon gets a clock.
I think the screen to buy bombs is one screen to the left of where he is, but he's still farming them. He really...
Well, he doesn't have enough money to buy bombs.
Oh, he bought 4. Okay, so now he's gonna run back over to... He's gonna run back up to 9. He finally got his 8. Now he's up to 10 bombs.
That might be what is the make or break point of the seed, is Exo getting those bombs, because now he can clear some of these wizard rooms a bit more quickly. And again, he has that ladder. So certain rooms that would be ladder blocked are no match for him.
Fucking has all but 1, 2, 3 rooms he's been in this dungeon right now. So whatever is blocking him out of here is either water-based or just him having so little resources.
Cfalcon does not have bombs. Exo's making his way back. He has full health, 10 bombs, any key. There is a walk-through wall to the right in that room. This room that Cfalcon's in now. This walk-through wall to the right leads to a diagonal block room that neither runner has. Well, if he can get into it.
Can he?
Slow motion is not helping him.
And the traps are odd. The timing on those traps got off, so he couldn't even wait for him to pass.
This is the room that I'm thinking of. If Cfalcon gets a clock in here, that'll be good, but he's down to half a heart, and he takes the death. Exo's back in 9 with those bombs. I don't know if Exo has heard Ganon yet.
I don't think he's been far enough to the left side to hear Ganon.
Cfalcon is now going to buy bombs himself. Exo's gonna make his way through this room. I think he wants to clear this room to get over to that other side of the dungeon. Good last bomb there from Exo.
Yeah,
Come out of here with 7.
Getting multiple hits. It's out with 7 bombs to continue his exploration, and he might need them if that diagonal room that Falcon just left was required.
Exo should be hearing Ganon soon, if not imminently.
Now, Falcon did something very interesting. At one point, when he up 8 to go to 9, he saved his game. So he was slowed when he was in that Wizrobe room, and he was smart enough to have a save state with all the items he needed, so he could get like up A out of 9, go buy his bombs, but also turn off that slow-mo from the red bubbles.
And it appears Exo has found the exact location of Ganon.
Now we know why Falcon wasn't here. Exo's oh, that room bombs!
Oh, this is interesting now.
Could this be it? This could be the game.
If it's bomb out of Ganon's room to get to the silvers, I don't think this is the room with the red ring.
No, it is not.
Bomb drop.
Very good bomb drop for him, but he's got to survive. He's only at 4 hearts.
He's got it. Let's see. Does it push? Well, he wants that red bubble.
He wants the blue bubble first. Come back!
It pushes. It's a transport.
Oh!
You do not have to bomb through Ganon's room. But this could put him in the direction he wants to go. It's a one-way to the upper left of 9.
He hasn't checked this area yet, so for him, he's thinking this is great. He finally got access up here. He can look for items that he didn't already find. He doesn't know that this is not helpful, but...
Cfalcon once again slowed down. And Exo's not going to take the stairs just yet. He wants to check this room first. Sees it's nothing.
I'm pretty sure you are right. That diagonal room is about the last one we have been in. But the slow bubbles are destroying Falcon. He can't even get into this room. The fireball's just timing everything terribly.
Exo's going to go ahead and try to get some bombs here. Not a bad idea. And Cfalcon gets the bomb drop. And Cfalcon's going to be done with this room in just a second. There it is. Does the block push? Yes, it does.
I think this has to be our item.
And there they are. Exo's window is very quickly closing now.
103, we're in go mode. Well, slow go mode.
Slow mode. And this is where Cfalcon's exploration of 9 is now going to help him out, but he has to get to Ganon and survive the Ganon fight. I don't know if there's any blue bubbles on the way. Exo's now back on the right side of level 9.
He needs to get somehow north one room and to the left, but I don't think these passages allow him to get there. I think it's just that one way that'll let him in. Cfalcon went hunting for a blue bubble to reset himself before he ran over towards Ganon.
He's got it. Now he can move at speed. He just needs to get over to Ganon, kill Ganon, and then he will be done. So the lack of keys, the lack of ladder, the lack of the lack of a lot of things did not end up hurting Cfalcon in the end. It just came down to doing that one room, and his exploration of 9 being a bit more thorough than Xo's.
Yeah, a lot of this race seems to have come down to the fact that Xo did spend a good 3 to 5 minutes before he went into 9 to do a couple other things, like dig out 1 and get that blue ring. Cfalcon was just a little bit cleaner in his thought process. But we still got to get a kill on Ganon, and the Ganon's not close to the start. Oh, that's a bop. Oh. Can you lock him out?
Every death for Cfalcon is time for Xo to catch up. He's once again clearing this room. He's about to be out of bombs.
He's not going to like that diagonal route if he finds it without bombs.
Which he is now out of bombs, running out of health. Cfalcon back in the Ganon fight. As Xo takes a death. Cfalcon has the Sunlock. Let's see if he can keep it this time. Ooh, loses it at the very end. Down to 2 hearts. And
that's bacon.
Xo has left to get more bombs. As Cfalcon takes down Ganon and will be finishing the seed momentarily.
So, up a room, right 1, and we have the game. He finally...
It's interesting that after all of that, the seed just came down to bomb management.
Yeah. Cfalcon was a little bit more confident with his bomb usage and a little bit more confident with his wood sword combat, and Xo just wasn't able to count. GG's to Falcon with a time of 107.29. He is going to take game 1.
And Xo is now on the overworld looking for... He was probably trying to force a bomb there. We have a pause on Xo's side. Not in the SRL race room, so I can't see what's going on in there. Give me one quick second.
So, Cfalcon definitely was able to take advantage in that seed of being able to just have a better mindset of what his goal was. Xo really wanted the blue ring, and that cost him a little bit of time digging through 1 and digging through the overworld to find that blue ring at the last moment. So he put up a good fight, though. He definitely had the advantage. Even going into 9, it was still neck and neck, and he had a bit of an exploration advantage. But the things that he found, like the ladder, just didn't matter that much. There was not a lot of key doors in 9, which helped out Falcon a lot, and the any key didn't matter that much. And the ladder was almost more of a bait, convincing him to stay in rooms that were much too dangerous because he thought he could get to the other side. So
a single ladder block on that level 9 would have made this a completely different story.
Right.
Gentlemen.
Xo, welcome. Good race. You were doing a lot of good exploration there, and you seem to be ahead, but resource management in 9 really hurt you. How does that feel?
Well, it feels bad, man.
A single ladder block would have told the tale of the seed, because Cfalcon did not pick that ladder up. He just noped out of 7.
Oh, that would have been awesome. I was hoping for a ladder block. I figured red ring and arrows were 9. Don't know if Ganon was required or not.
He was. The door in the turnstile room that was dark. The room north of that was Zelda, and you had to kill Ganon to get that door to open.
Got it. So the arrows, I'm sure they were around there somewhere. I had 4 staircases, possible staircases that I never cleared.
There was a room that, if you were going up towards the right ear, you had to walk through the wall to the right in a like BMOS trap room. In that diagonal block room was the silvers. It was full of wizards.
Never made it. That was the only pretty much the only coverage I didn't have on that whole map.
On your map, there was the landwaller room to the right. 2 squares above that was the princess. 1 square above that was where the silver arrows were. But like we said, the only way to get into it was through a secret door that was guarded by traps and fireballs and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I actually had that room marked as a possibility. I probably died in that room. One of my many deaths.
And we are also joined by Cfalcon. Cfalcon, congratulations on a tight race. You were both in 9. Exo was in 9 just a bit ahead of you. But how did your exploration in 9 feel?
I'm going to see that 9 in my nightmares for a while. Slow curse is horrible. I'm pretty sure that just straight up destroyed me in that 9. Like, how many... I want to count how many times I failed to walk through the wall to get into the room with silvers. Because it has to be double. It has to be like double digits.
Those traps decided to get on opposite levels just to troll you. They were like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Cfalcon, in case you're curious, the ladder was 2 rooms into level 7.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Yeah. So about that. I think the first dungeon I found right to start was like near the start was level 8. I immediately identified it as 2Q8. So when I saw 7, I'm like, nope, I will not touch 2Q7 and 8 unless I have to. So
it was a good call. It wasn't necessary.
No, it wasn't, but I could have. Actually, no, I don't really think the ladder would have. What would have helped me? What would have helped me is if the letter wasn't. The letter was raft blocked, I think, because I never found it. I took a free potion. That's all I had. So.
Yeah,
I could have used about 5 of those for that 9 every time I get hit by a bubble.
Not to mention the sheer amount of bombs because there were no sword upgrades combined with all of the wizards.
Oh yeah.
I even bought a balloon, and it didn't help.
Yeah, I found the free bomb upgrade on the floor in level 3, which was good for 2 reasons. Because one, it told me Heart Shuffle was on, so I need to be looking places for the bow. And the other thing was, I can't believe I ran out of bombs so many times despite having an upgrade. But
both of you had to leave 9 to go get extra bombs. That's how difficult that 9 was.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't one of the 5-minute seeds.
Yeah, you both opened the screen and you're like, 5 minutes, here's 9, let's go.
Yeah, I walked into the room and then I'm like, there's a shutter door. I used my candle and I saw what the room was. I'm like, oh, that door didn't open. Well, I guess I have to find some stuff.
Look, I like to imagine this seed is just the old, like, the State Farm, I think it's State Farm, the commercial with the old guy in the fishing rod with the dollar on it, and you're just trying to constantly get it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Almost had it. There was one point in that seed where, Cfalcon, you were trying to get through those traps to get into the silver arrow room, and at the same time, XO found Ganon and realized he could bomb north of Ganon into a staircase room. And us in commentary, we knew that one of you two had just found silvers, and one of you two had just been trolled very hard. And it just happened to be that Falcon got the right item, and that was it.
You don't know how much I wanted that to be silver arrows.
Yeah, so I got lucky because So I was marking down like how many staircases I'd found in 9. I forgot to account for the one troll staircase that normally appears in Second Quest 9 that just sends you into a random room. So I thought I only had one staircase left to find, and it was silver. So I didn't even realize there was another one.
Yeah, that was the exact one that Exo found at the same time. Was the troll staircase sent him up to the left ear, and he didn't ever get back over to the silver arrow room. The only other item you guys found was the any key in 4. Exo was able to get that out because he had the ladder to go across the river room that was in 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could have used that a couple times. Although with there being plenty of money, I did use some on buying a couple of keys at one point because I was getting annoyed at being key blocked out of. Well, I don't even know where to begin with that because I got key blocked out of level 1. I got bomb blocked out of level 2. I got key and bomb blocked out of the top part of 4. Ladder blocked in a couple of places. Like, I am very lucky the bow is where it was, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I never found
Yeah.
Never found the what?
That's level 5.
It was on Death Mountain, but level 5 was completely ladder blocked. Like, you went 2 rooms in, and you just got stuck.
For what it's worth, the magic key was in 4.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, luckily, I didn't need it, I guess.
So, what's your guys' thoughts on the siege where you just start with all the Triforces and have to race to 9?
I do
versus the siege where you start with like none of them.
I hate this flag.
I as soon as I paused my menu and saw like Triforces, I'm like, oh god, if I don't find 9 within the first 5 minutes, this could be over. And I did, and then luckily, I guess I'm kind of glad Ganon was actually required.
Yeah, I actually want to play the game. I don't feel like I'm playing the game when I start with all 8 Triforces.
Also, shoutouts to myself because I found the wand is the armor's item. Shoutouts to me for literally last locationing the wood sword on the overworld.
We talked about that.
I think I picked it up like 37 minutes in.
Wow.
I think that because you found it a lot later than XO did, you took the initiative to go straight to 9 instead of cleaning up some things that XO still didn't have a blue ring, but he had the money for it, so he found a blue ring shop before going to 9. But I said when you found that sword, I'm like, he feels behind right now. He's going to go as fast to 9 as possible, and he's going to try and just pray that he can get through the wizard combat.
Honestly, when I found the sword, I didn't feel behind at all because I had already explored several dungeons and I already knew Ganon was required. And since the enemy sets I noticed were not shuffled at all between dungeons, 6 and 9 were the only 2 places that were bad to go without a sword. Like anything else, I could take out with a wand, no problem.
Yeah, this kind of was a case of the sword is a formality to beat Ganon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a non-zero HP Ganon, which killed me because it surprised me when he didn't die right away.
Oh yeah, because the bosses were 0 HP.
Yeah, I hit him and he didn't die, and I'm like, oh crap, I have to fight him, and then I dropped the stun lock like an idiot, which was great, but yeah.
XO, you are now down a game. What was your loser flag?
I haven't even looked at it yet, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Well, you get to turn off something for the next race. Do you two know when your next race is going to be?
I don't know that we've discussed that either.
No, we have not, but I'm sure we'll get it scheduled soon.
Real quick, we do want to give shout-outs to our tracker, Boletta, my co-com, Magic Friends, and our wonderful restreamer, a Mr. Fury SK, who is also an admin. As well as our 2 runners for putting on an absolutely fantastic, down-to-the-wire, neck-and-neck the entire way race.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for calling the match.
Yeah.
Well played, both of you, and hopefully we get to see you in 2 more games for this. Well, we all want to see you in 2 more games. Falcon does not want to see 2 more.
Well, winner gets to go on and play Thurwolf, so let's not pressure.
Yeah, who's the real winner in that scenario?
Well, I don't
The
know.
viewers are the winner, always.
It's
Yes, the
random
viewers.
percent. If you take down Therewolf, you get like to claim that you're basically now the champion, right? Like, oh, I beat the champ, therefore I'm the champ.
I suppose.
But that is gonna do it for us here for this match. So we did show the schedule a little bit earlier. There are plenty of matches coming up tonight. I want to say there's at least 2 more.
We have multiple matches coming up tonight. Some of them are being restreamed. Let me pull that up real quick.
We do have the Randomania schedule up here. So we have going on 2 Final Fantasy Randomizer tournament matches, as well as a random percent Zelda 1 tournament match going on at 9 between 8gen and Angel FM. Then at 10, there is the tournament match between Toaster and Captain Green 7. I want to say that is a game 2. Because I believe they only did 1 game the other day. It's a game 3?
It's a game 3. It might be game 3.
Aiden in the chat is saying it's a game 3, so I'm going to take his word for it, seeing as he's one of the people in that match.
All right, so plenty of great matches later on today. And for Falcon and XO and Alsoa, my co-caster, Bellotta for our tracker, we are signing off. We will see you in a couple hours. Have a good night, everybody.
Everyone have a good night, and remember, stay safe and healthy.